Hi, I'm Justin Cook, voice of Yusuke Urameshi.
John Bergmeyer, voice of Kurama.
It's Christopher Sabat, voice of Kuwabara.
And I'm Chuck Huber, voice of Hiei.
And this is the commentary track here for episode 112. Just gonna kind of do around the table here, and of course, aside from seeing this wonderful scene here where the girls think that Kurama's a chick, how is it playing the girl of the series? I mean, Kurama in the series, John.
Well, it was good. What do you want me to say? Kurama is obviously a lot prettier than I am, and he's a lot smarter than I am, and he's a lot better with plants than I am. But other than that, he's just like me. So it really wasn't much of a stretch.
John's pants generally aren't as tapered as Kurama's pants generally are.
The one suspender look.
And yeah, this was a fun scene, actually. I actually remember recording this.
It wasn't too long ago.
No, it wasn't.
I see you're doing much better.
As I had said a little earlier, that Chris actually was the one who got to have the last line in Yu Yu Hakusho of his pickup line yesterday.
Yeah.
So Chris was the last man to record on the series. Now it is finished up.
I guess.
Felt great, you know?
Right, taking that.
Put it behind us. All the suffering.
It is gone now.
Since you're
We can move on to waiting tables and all that good stuff.
The other fun things we do with our life. So, yeah, so we started this show in 2001, the summer of 2001 is when we began recording it. And is there anything from the casting or the auditions that you guys can remember back that far, as far as how it was that things came in for you guys getting these roles? I don't know if you remember the auditions or anything as such.
I remember I thought I should have been Yusuke, but you cast yourself, man, and that was really... I thought...
So wrong.
You're wrong.
You didn't cast yourself. You submitted yourself, and the big people up top said you were.
When they said, you go and audition, and then they said leave.
I actually remember it very well. I remember the auditions very well because it was the Yu Yu Hakusho auditions were really the first actual auditions for a new show that we'd ever had. I mean, there were always auditions for the DBZ characters, but Yu Yu Hakusho was the first new property for Funimation. Everyone was sort of, you know, chomping at the bit, and everyone was going around, and we'd already used up all of our hero voices. And I remember going through all the auditions, and Barry Watson, the producer, was in there at the time. He's like, Justin, have you auditioned for that? He's like, get in there and audition for this. And Justin was cast because he was just kind of a unique new voice that hadn't really been exploited 8,000 times in Dragon Ball Z. At least not yet.
Right. Because you play every character in Dragon Ball Z, don't you, Chris?
See, I cast myself.
Yeah, that's true, you did.
But I actually wanted to play Hiei, and I was really angry at Chuck for a while, and we still haven't really kind of gotten over that hump, have we?
No, not
Ow. But yeah. But they,
Well, I wanted to be Kurama, so, you know, because I do wear the tapered pants, and I just felt it was a better fit.
That's true.
Why don't we all
have the hair.
do each other's voices right now? I'll be Yusuke, because I want to be Yusuke. You do Hiei.
All right.
You be
I'll be
Kurama,
Kurama.
and
I guess that leaves
You're gonna be
Spirit Gun! That's the best I could do. It's not too good.
Well, you know.
No, I don't, actually.
I don't either. See, I'm not smart enough to play Kurama.
always angry. I have a dragon on my arm. Sorry, was I doing Pilaf?
You're doing like, yes. So like,
Archie.
I only have 3 voices, though, and I mix them up to make other voices.
So what would the Hiei voice be? Or is that one of the singles?
That was one of the singular voices.
Oh, okay. Well, what was different about... What are the big differences between, like, Android 17 and Hiei?
Hiei has more rasp in his voice. Android 17 sounds like he's 17 years old.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, there you go.
So Hiei's also shorter and angrier and not as pretty.
Sort of honor agreement.
All right. So when we started off with this show, I remember that I gave both of you guys that you got some episodes that were further along in the series to check out. And I remember that you watched those episodes. And of course, right from the start of the show, which you recorded episode 8, what, 4, 5, 6 times?
6 or 7 times.
Yeah, because there was the edited version that first came out for the test. But you had watched some of those episodes, so obviously here you were continuing to re-record one of the lighter episodes, or one of the fluffier episodes, at least as we saw when the series continued. What was your? I mean, as far as looking at this as a character and as an actor, was it beneficial, kind of learning his story? Did it help create a more evil character than from seeing that first episode?
Yeah, seeing his whole backstory was interesting because he was, you know, being tossed by his off the thing, and then he was, alienated by the people.
Right.
So it sort of gave me some insight as to why he was such an angry demon.
Just when you okay.
Yeah.
And there he is.
Look, I'm so cute.
Look, this was actually the first time I figured out that Kobar could read.
Japanese at that.
Yeah.
And translated to English.
I want to know how Kurama gets his hair to stick up like that by his ears.
Well, John's been working on that. John, do you have any luck with that?
Blow dryer and lots of Aquanet.
Aquanet.
Aquanet. That's what does it. And a plug.
What is that?
That's a nose. The biggest one you've ever seen. I think the character's name appeared in the script as Snout.
I think the character's name appeared in the script as offensive Japanese character 4120.
But you know what they say about the size of a man's... Never mind. Can I say that on the commentary?
Absolutely.
Can I say...
Probably not.
No, okay.
Baby Ruth.
Yes.
Why is my eye pulsing? Stop pulsing, eye.
Interesting.
You know, I think it'd be very difficult to talk to Hiei without staring at the eye all the time.
There probably should have been some more jokes about that.
Keep the nose guy around to balance him out, you know. Staring at him.
That's probably why he's on the crew.
Stare at nose guy, not my third eye.
This is the most awkward group of people traveling together anyway. And they travel around in a bug.
Duh.
Yeah, right. And who wouldn't?
Ooh,
As
that's
they-
where I left my mouth.
The Rocky Horror Hall of Fame.
3 years on patrol. It's too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
After
You'd think this was the first time I'd ever seen this episode.
It's our fault for losing. They could have taken our lives.